You know, just when I thought I was out of the fucking tutorial, I just noticed that all but the command button are grayed out down there. That's a lovely way to come back. No, right. Hey Bixby, please set a timer for 45 minutes.
Starting your timer for 45 minutes.
Okay, and there is something I need to do first. Edit options. And, like, cut this in half. Because I noticed when I was watching the recordings for parts 1 and 2, I couldn't fucking hear myself. Yeah, I'll get to that. The reason being, part 1 and 2 were filmed, like, back to back, and I'm using the YouTube uploading feature, the scheduling feature, sorry. What's wrong with me? To, stagger these out. So anyways. Story time, kids! With...
Hello, Commander. The council you once knew is no more. Its membership have all sworn loyalty to the Advent administration. With one exception. It is good to see you again. In the days since your capture, I have done all I can to aid the resistance from the inside. It was these resistance operatives that provided the intel leading to your recent extraction. As of now, resistance forces are currently somewhat disorganized. If we are to defeat Advent and their alien masters, you must change this before it is too late. What you are seeing are classified reports of missing civilians from across the world. Their numbers are growing. We suspect they have been taken to a nearby Advent black site, though its exact location remains unknown. Time is short, Commander. We need you to take charge of resistance operations throughout the world. Establish contact with the local cells and bring them into the fold. Find this black site and shut it down. Save our world. The clock is ticking. Good luck, Commander.
Looks like we better get started, Commander. I'll be on the bridge when you're ready.
This is another cinematic,
Commander,
isn't it?
to the bridge.
Probably. It's telling me to go there.
The Councilman has tracked the alien black site to this region. Unfortunately, we don't have its exact coordinates yet. If we're going to have any chance of finding this facility, we'll need to make contact with the local resistance cell nearby. Tygan has a theory about how we might reach out to them without getting the aliens' attention, but we'll need to give him time to conduct his research. We shouldn't wait too long on that, Commander. We have to start making contact with other regions soon if we're going to build a global resistance and take on Advent.
New objective added.
Looks
Now,
like you won't have time for that just yet, though. Remote reconnaissance may have found something not far from our current position.
I think this is lost and abandoned. No, it's just supplies.
Avenger plotting new course.
So the game makes it sound like you have to go like do this facility thing as soon as possible. Now I have made it through the tutorial.
While we're waiting for
God.
new missions or the completion of our research, we can pass time by scanning at sites like this one. On your order, we'll start our scans of the surrounding area.
I'm trying to talk to my audience. So the game makes it sound like you have to do this like right away. In my last run, which was admittedly a difficulty lower, though I've also seen people do this on like max difficulty Iron Man on PC, because the PC port of this game, PC version, the console versions of the ports, don't have all the game-breaking bugs. So the thing with this facility here, you don't actually have to do it right away. In my last run, I didn't do this facility until I was like halfway through the fucking game. And then I immediately did the Codex Brain coordinates. You'll find out what that is later. Possibly in this episode. If I get really lucky and if I stop wasting time. But I did that and the Codex coordinates, like, back to back with 2 different teams. I didn't touch a facility for like another 3 hours.
I take it this was easier than your last procedure, Doctor.
Central, Commander. Yes, I find the process to be far less disconcerting when the subject has already expired. The results, however, it's best you see for yourself. My autopsy of the Advent captain has confirmed the existence of an implant, similar in design to the unit I extracted from the Commander. But there are differences.
What kind of differences?
The data you see is being pulled directly from this Advent captain's implant. The sequence here is essentially you, Commander. Or at least the tactical information they were processing through your mind. As you can see, the data is nearly identical.
Don't look at.
They were using you against us.
Yes, however, the Advent data shows signs of decay. Removing the Commander from their network has likely caused significant damage.
Network?
Yes, what we're seeing here is a psionic network. These implants are capable of receiving and transmitting information, a great deal of information, somehow encoded in a stream of psionic energy. My working theory? Advent uses this network to augment the tactical readiness of its troops, as well as disseminate orders from its central command. Observe. Even in the subject's diminished condition, the implant continues to have an effect. A truly astonishing achievement.
Or a weakness?
Potentially. But I need direct access to their network to know for sure.
I'm guessing that won't be easy.
We'd need an active link. And that would mean hacking a live Advent officer.
Like I said, not easy.
Oh, what was your first clue?
Still, it's the best lead we've got. Your call, Commander.
In a bit. I got some shit to do first. Again, why does it play these cinematics twice? And without audio the second time?
New objective added.
I'm keeping tabs on all our operations, Commander. Our people are standing by for your orders.
The Advent captain seems to provide a means of stabilizing the link between the local subordinates and the Advent network tower itself.
Commander, if we're going to try to build this skulljack that Tygan came up with, we're going to need a specialized facility to test it out.
Commander, during the course of our research, we made a startling breakthrough that has led us to another potential avenue of study. However, if we are to proceed down this path, we must do so immediately, or I fear we will lose our opportunity to return to it in the future.
Okay, they're done. So breakthroughs, as Tygan ever so slightly confusingly explained, when you complete research, doesn't matter what it is, it could be a story thing like resistance communications, a tech thing like hybrid materials or modular weapons, or it could be an autopsy, or it could even be one of these alien data caches. But, basically, it's green. That means take it, go. You know, green means go. But if I were to do something else, you know, like the story thing, or the thing that allows me to kill the aliens before they can kill me, or the thing that fixes the problem of my guys getting ray-gunned into mulch, then this will go away. Now, what Tygan said is not entirely true. Every time you complete a research, there's a chance that you can get a breakthrough, and that scales with the amount of items on this list, by the way. At the end of my run, I waited till I was like... I didn't do the facility until I was starting to get, like, plasma weaponry. And I had a Spark unit, Lieutenant Sparky Boy. You're not gonna get that reference because you didn't see my last run. And... like, I was that far in the game. Everyone had magnetic weapons, except for, like, the few guys. I think it was, like, the specialist that had a plasma weapon, and the ranger had the storm gun, the plasma shotgun, when I was raiding the Advent facility, and I can't even slot in weapon attachments yet, and I'm already able to try and do it. Well, technically. I'm gonna get this first because weapon mods can generate a really, really cool breakthrough that lets you take weapon mods off and reuse them indefinitely.
I will begin our research immediately. I've started to wonder how the Advent
Nah, I hope no one wanted to listen to him. Anyway. Oh, I don't have enough supplies. Even if I built this, I wouldn't have the supplies for a skulljack. Oh, also the fact that I'm not equipped to fight a codex just yet. Instead, I'm gonna build... I can't build the other thing? That fucking
There's room
sucks.
for us to expand our facilities on board the Avenger, Commander, but we'll need more engineers to clear out space for construction first.
Actually. That's more important. Because if I can get down to that power coil, any power facilities you build on a power coil give 10 bonus power when they're built on a power coil. And if you build anything other than a power relay on a power coil, that room does not consume any power at all.
From what I've heard, the Resistance has already seen a boost in their recruitment efforts after word of the Commander's arrival got around. They've needed a leader just as much as we have. And now they'll be expecting us to hit the aliens where it hurts. Not that I'm worried. We've got plenty of people itching to take on Advent. Things are just starting to get interesting.
You know, I don't need a GTS just yet. What I need is the infirmary. Oh my god, the infirmary is going to save so many lives around here. I'm just going to focus on clearing out the Avenger for now. Because like I said, if I were to skulljack an Advent officer, like, this is technically metagaming, but fuck it. XCOM is a throw your head at the wall until one or the other breaks type of game. I'm going to take every advantage I can fucking get. If I were to skulljack an Advent officer, it would end horribly.
Strategic resource located.
Oh, hey, look at that. I think I actually have enough to build something else. Let's see. I can build an
We'll start
infirmary.
work on a new facility right away, Commander. I'll send word when it's up and running.
Thanks, Shen. I don't even have a base to scan at. Wow. This is why I like starting at, like, the Templar base. Well, Skirmishers and not so much Reapers, but Templars because they're especially powerful early on. But, yeah. I don't like this, because last I checked, I think rookies eat into your maximum income. Actually, let's check. It's 175. I'm going to get
I could have
interrupted.
predicted this outcome, though it is intriguing.
You see, I'm now able to equip weapon upgrades. And I didn't get it this time, but you notice the breakthrough's gone. And magnetic weaponry will take 28 days. Experimental weapons will give you the alien hunter's weapons. And for anyone wondering how you get sparks with integrated DLC, you just build one for, like, I think it's 50 alloys, 100 supplies, and 2 Illyrium cores in the Proving Grounds.
I foresee a number.
Yeah, hybrid materials is like the first of 2 researches required for the Predator armor, which is like...
You are too trusting, John.
Oh, great.
The skirmishers are Advent. Advent is the enemy. The enemy is food.
Try not to bring that up when we meet, Volk.
You take their side? After all we've seen these years.
This is the lost and abandoned stuff.
I'm not exactly having drinks with them, but they did hold up their end of the bargain. What about you?
Wait and see. Volk out.
Actually think they might show up.
Ah!
Commander, that was Konstantin Volokov, Volk to his friends. He and his Reapers are a big part of the reason why you're standing here today. Volk may be a little rough around the edges, but he's the real deal. Heads one of 3 resistance groups operating independently from us that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other. Still, we've made some unlikely progress. Volk's Reapers may have found you, but they weren't acting alone. They were tipped off by a group of Advent defectors known as the Skirmishers. No one's big on working with these guys, knowing where they came from. But you wouldn't be here without their help. Both the Reapers and the Skirmishers have agreed to suspend hostilities provided you serve as the go-between. Trust doesn't come easy between these two, so we're heading for a nice, quiet spot on neutral ground. Even so, let's not take any chances. Intel on this area is weak, and we're picking up strange chatter on comms. Not to mention we're ending a decade-long blood feud today. I'd advise our soldiers to be fully prepared before we deploy on this one, Commander. Good luck.
If you've got the time, we have a little bit of a situation here that could benefit from your help.
Not sure how long our contacts... All available soldiers are standing by to deploy.
I love how he says that, as if I have the option to, like, back out of this menu. I'm hitting circle right now and nothing's happening. Well, as you can see, we're in Lost and Abandoned territory. Keyword, Operation Lost and Abandoned.
Setting course for West Asia.
And I've eaten through a third of my allotted recording time. I've got up to an hour because of the way the internal capture function works, but I only give myself 45 minutes.
Each faction has agreed to allow a two-person squad to escort them to the rendezvous point. Hopefully that should be enough to keep them from killing each other. We've got a temporary ceasefire in place for the duration of the meet, but still, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be ready for anything.
And your idea is to send 2 specialists. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Oh, particles! Oh my god, he was a specialist in my last run. I'm getting a GTS and training him up as a specialist. Let's take Pickles. And for you, you're going to... Oh, I can't bring Grizzly. Well, I can bring Jane Kelly, I guess. She's like the poster girl for this game, pretty much, if there was one. And... let's take Zephyr. Let's take someone other than Zephyr. Let's take someone other than this guy. Is there anyone here who doesn't look like a complete fucking tool? I'm digging the blue. I'm digging the blue. Blue and red, like Captain America. Here we go. What do I have for... oh, this guy... actually, shit! That'd actually be quite helpful. Fuck you, I'm giving that to Jane Kelly. Give you the med kit, and let's give you the flashbang. Oh, I got a message from a buddy.
Sky Ranger deployed.
We're in the pipe. 5x5.
Sorry, buddy, I'd love to have a chat with you, but
Skirmishers have been at each
I've
other's
only got
throats
so
for
long.
years, so we're keeping the exact meeting point strictly need to know. You'll split into 2 squads, rendezvous with each faction, and bring their envoy directly to the location of the meet. Officially, this city no longer exists, so we don't expect a lot in the way of Advent resistance. Still, keep your eyes peeled. It's been about 20 years since we last stepped foot in this place.
So I'm probably going to end up recording 2 more parts, like, right here. simply because of how lost and abandoned it is. So, something that irks me. The menu, when you're creating a new game, has an option for narrative content. Like, I believe that's what it's called exactly. And Lost and Abandoned is the only thing under it.
To the first set of coordinates. Firebrand and the second team will head to the next drop point.
Detecting increasing biological signatures in the area ahead.
Then I'd say we're in the right place. Stay sharp out there today, people. Just because this city was abandoned doesn't mean it's lifeless.
Is that a chrysalid head?
If you are hungry, there's more where that came from. Impressive reflexes, but unnecessary.
Stand down. We're all friends here.
You are safe here. More so than you imagine. We shall see if the same holds true for these skirmishes of yours. Your presence already disturbs them. We must move quickly. My people will take care of this camp. Come.
So this mission's also meant to introduce you to the Lost as well as faction heroes.
Rendezvous point now. We've plotted the most direct route there. We don't know much about the skirmisher contact you'll be meeting other than his name. Mox.
Mox? Praetor Mox? His death squads wiped out entire camps of my people in the first years of the war. You would dare do this?
Pretty sure hands are bloody on both sides of this fight. That's the whole point of this intervention.
Reapers are born in the shadows, in the cold, harsh world that was waiting for us out there. We rely on stealth and long-range attacks, and our marksmen are unmatched by even the best XCOM has to offer.
Reapers use an advanced form of concealment called Shadow, which only has a chance to break after taking actions. Consecutive actions increase the chance of being revealed. While in Shadow, Reapers have increased mobility, and their enemies have smaller detection radii. Fun fact, dark events notwithstanding, most enemies have a one-tile detection radius, and assuming a tile is one square meter, because that's about what it looks like relative to the people standing on them, then that would effectively... It's the vision cone problem most stealth games have, taken to a ludicrous extent. But yeah, Reapers make excellent scouts, and even though I don't really like them, especially not that I've been playing more...
Damaged and dormant all these years, these devices still emit trace elements of unstable radiation. I cannot fathom what they were like in their original function.
We were there, Doctor. You're better off having missed it.
I'll let you know if I ever find out. Oh, Jesus. So, this is what it means by enhanced mobility. This Reaper could get farther than even my regular soldiers could, and I believe their blue area is much larger than their yellow area. Like, to a sad degree.
Double time!
On the move!
What was I talking about? I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'm very scatterbrained. So these are the Lost! You'll now hear a blurb about them.
No more time for regrets. We are not alone.
Those things, they still look like people.
What was human died years ago. Only the taint of the aliens survives now. Where there is one, more will follow. You must not hesitate to destroy them.
These creatures' DNA has mutated well beyond what we would classify as human. Perhaps the result of long-term exposure to the alien radiation from those pods. Though why anyone would subject themselves to that, I cannot imagine.
When the governments fell, millions starved. Many fled to cities such as this to scavenge for food. They did not heed the warnings.
So, the thing with the Lost is where it says headshot is where it used to say fire weapon, and making the assumption I actually hit this fucker.
These creatures' true strength lies in their numbers. As you can see, they fall easily. If we are careful with our shots, we will prevail.
Thank you. So it says that when an XCOM unit kills a Lost with a single attack, that unit receives an additional action point. By carefully selecting targets, a soldier can kill several Lost and still move normally. If the shot taken misses or fails to kill the target, the soldier will not receive an additional action. Special attacks, such as grenades, do not grant actions when killing the Lost. This is why Templars and sharpshooters, particularly gunslinger sharpshooters, are just amazing with the Lost, because, as you'll see, that shot still used ammo. The same amount. This isn't like Enemy Within where it's a flexible bar. No, it just consumes the same amount of ammo. And again, you'll see here. Killed him.
Enemies down.
Received an action and a promotion. That's just due to the XP. But my ammo's down to half, and I only took 2 shots. Same as with Advent. Also, something to note: Advent also gets this bonus, and I believe the Chosen do as well. So ideally, I'm going to want to get her up somewhere high, because elevation bonuses became a lot more important with diminished invisible aiming. I need to pick up the pace. I've got 18 minutes left, and I've just started.
I got nothing.
Also, it should be noted, Overwatch shots do not provide the additional actions, but see how they're all moving, as opposed to Advent, who moves one at a time, if I recall correctly? This can break the game.
At first, they may appear mindless, but they hear quite well. In great numbers, they can be very deadly.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Okay, let's see. Also, notice that Lost is standing in cover, but does not have cover bonuses. They can't take cover.
Kill confirmed.
Anyway, this guy can't reach, but Pickles can. If you put a unit on this exact tile, on this little ladder fire escape thing, then the Lost can't actually get to you, because they can't climb there because you're occupying where the ladder spits them out. It's a neat little trick that allows you to get a few more seconds. It works on Advent too, actually. It works on I believe it works on the Warlock, the Chosen Warlock, and the Chosen Assassin. Except it doesn't work on the Hunter because the Hunter has a grappling hook.
My life is in your hands.
And unlike XCOM, the Hunter can just use that grappling hook once per turn, but with no cooldown.
I go where you tell me.
Also, something to note with the Lost is that while they can spawn upstairs, they often won't spawn upstairs. I need to pick up the pace. I am running out of recording time.
Adjusting sights.
I want to know where XCOM's getting their recruits.
An entire city of our own people left to turn into these things.
Yes. All we can offer them now is a merciful death.
Merciful retreat up the ladder? Got it.
Moving out.
But like I said, I want to know where XCOM's getting these recruits, because I'm 99% sure that at that range, I can aim better than that.
Got it covered.
Moving as ordered.
Door open? Sometimes, you can't tell. Like, sometimes doors will actually be closed, but they look like they're open.
I am trusting you.
Yeah, see, the Lost
These
can't get up
creatures
there.
are worse even than Advent. They have no cause, no fear. They simply exist. If we do not defeat the aliens soon, we will become little more than they are.
Not to spoil for anyone who doesn't know the story of XCOM 2, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, she'll have wished she was right.
I see everything.
So, using Overwatch in Shadow with the
We
Reaper...
risk all this for pray tell Mox? If he is not what you say he is, I shall kill him myself.
Thank you. But as I was saying, if, using the Reaper's, using Overwatch with the Reaper's Shadow works the same as when an ordinary XCOM unit does it in concealment. They will only fire if they are revealed. And again, Reaper Shadow works similar to Ranger's ability that lets them be in concealment. Because you notice, they've been moving towards my other soldiers. My other soldiers are not in concealment, if you couldn't tell. Also, it's time for the Reaper to start actually doing something. See, there is something I like about Reapers. They actually have a halfway decent oh wait, that's 75? I could have sworn her base chance was better. Now, how much health do these guys have? Irrelevant.
Reapers are always vigilant.
Good for you.
Go, go, go!
Because I'm gonna need both of her actions for what I plan on doing.
Scanning.
Let's see if I can take one of them out. Oh, he's taking one of the ones that's supposed to... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, he's taking out one of the ones that's about to get naded, but, So another thing with the Lost, I don't know if that can happen on this mission, because this is technically when you're supposed to learn about them for the first time.
Biological signatures are grouping into a singular mass, one closing in on this position.
A swarm. We must push forward before it arrives.
But the Lost are drawn to sounds. Eleonora says this herself. Oh wow, it's only 3 tiles. I forgot. I'm used to flashbangs and to just other Grenadiers. I had to think for a second. I don't know why I had to think for a second. You're out of ammo.
Confirmed. Reloaded.
I need to get some superior autoloader stat. Oh come on, you're also out of ammo. You know what? I could do with some organic tactics.
Heads down.
Now it can't get to me. How that ladder's still up is actually beyond me. But, okay, so it doesn't seem like it can happen because I would have gotten a notification that a Lost Swarm would have been drawn to me by the grenade. I think this Lost in particular has some kind of brain damage.
My people hunted his kind. For years we survived. Now you risk everything for your dreams of peace.
If you haven't noticed, the aliens have been kicking our planet's ass for the past 20 years. You think maybe it's time we try something else?
If only your speeches could take down these cursed creatures.
I kind of like listening to these two bicker. I wonder what that says about me as a person. I know why they did the whole everyone moves at once thing with the Lost, because otherwise we'd be here all fucking day.
Don't need to ask twice.
Anyway, while he's moving, I'll have Eleanor move. And not a soul knew she was there. Still can't move because my guy's like 5 feet from the zone. Seriously, they couldn't have made it bigger. Oh, did one of them get an attack off? Yeah, they all move at once, but they attack individually.
Though their intelligence appears almost non-existent, these creatures seem to employ some sort of rudimentary communication system. Perhaps auditory signals or some form of hive-like consciousness. Your point, Doctor? The entire swarm knows there is food here now. I would advise we make haste to leave this area.
Moving to designated coordinates. You should have a clear path through now. Second squad is already en route to Mox. Proceed to the rendezvous and await their arrival.
Oh, we'll be there.
I'm gonna use the full hour. Because I'm gonna need like another 15 minutes to make this work. Now, something I thought about doing, I could use Share Factory to cut out the loading screens and merge clips together. But even merging clips together, there's still that 1 hour time limit, because it turns out you can't have anything in the PlayStation 4's capture gallery longer than an hour because Sony said no. And that bothers me greatly. And the other problem is cutting out loading screens, even just for the sake of a shorter video. This is going to sound selfish as hell, but like I said, I don't have a particularly powerful computer. My PlayStation, I only have one power cord between my PS4 and PS3, and 45 minutes of video rendering, well, 45 minutes of video still take like the better part of half an hour to render. Anyway, now we're introduced to the skirmishers. Unlike the Reapers, I like these guys very much.
Looks like trouble ahead. The rendezvous could be compromised. Stay focused. Contact! Get down! We may have a bigger problem here. I'm guessing that's our man. Well, our contact anyway.
Crocksod. Advent. Puppet. Roxtala. Fortet. They were sent here to hunt, to purge the Drop 10, the Lost. Our meeting point is still secure. She is free of the imposter gods. I would give anything that all my kind could say the same. Even sit down with your Reapers. Now, we must go.
So that guy was an Advent Purifier, and one of the things you'll learn very fast if you haven't played this game already, don't melee a Purifier. It ends badly.
As quickly as possible, but be careful. Something tells me this city still has a few more surprises to throw our way.
Surprises are the least of our worries today. It is these Reapers of yours that are of true concern.
We, the skirmishers, were created by the false gods of this world to serve and die as their puppets. We retain all that we were and more, and our prowess in battle serves us well in our cause. In close combat, none can stand opposed to us.
Oh, well, you can read that because I am actually running out of time. So skirmishers have the ability to, basically firing a weapon ends your turn. abilities notwithstanding.
Go, go, go!
However, I know there's a cinematic up by that truck. I just know it, because I've done this before. Skirmishers don't have that restriction. Firing costs a single action point, nothing more, nothing less. So, basically, if a skirmisher doesn't move, they can shoot twice. If a skirmisher moves once, they can shoot once. If a skirmisher shoots, they can still move.
Don't remember seeing these things before.
You were not meant to. Purifiers were created with a singular purpose, to contain the Drop 10, the Lost. We must eliminate this patrol quickly before others arrive.
Fine by me. Take them down.
Scanning.
Copy that.
And this gives him an elevation advantage. Skirmishers have a grappling hook, and like other units that can use grappling hooks, it's a free action. Now, the Purifiers only have flamethrowers, which basically means I can just get the drop on them. 64%, not the best. So, Justice. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It pulls them to you and melee attack. Small problem. Do not melee the things that have a tendency to... Come on. Do not melee the things that... Oh, no, kaboom. No boom either. Purifiers have a tendency to explode when killed.
May their lives not be lost in vain. We must push forward and complete our mission.
Works for me. Move out.
Yeah, Purifiers have a tendency to explode when killed, which means the only units that can safely melee them are Templars after getting a specific upgrade. And no, Templars are not explored in Lost and Abandoned. Burp. Excuse me.
A long run.
You remember when Bradford said this city had a few more surprises?
This is no patrol. It's an army.
Yes, one we do not have time to face.
Everyone, get back!
I like this guy.
Purifiers may be down, but unfortunately, that was our extraction point.
I fear that is not the worst of it. Multiple biological signatures rapidly on approach to your position.
The Lost. The sound of combat excite them. They are drawn to it.
And you just blew up a fuel truck?
There was no other choice. Find an alternate exit. We will deal with the Lost.
You know what's funny?
Dashers. They are not as docile as the rest of their kind.
An apt description. It would seem the mutation has somehow accelerated these Dashers' metabolism, allowing enhanced speed and agility, with a corresponding increase in aggression.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I could have probably snuck by those guys. Wouldn't have been easy, but I probably could have done it. That scope was one of the best equips ever.
Hostile neutralized. Toss me some ammo.
So this map, unlike most XCOM 2 maps, you may or may not know this, XCOM 2 procedurally generates its maps. This map is one of the rare ones that is fixed. So there is a particular strategy with mocks. Just grapple up to somewhere high up where they can't reach you.
Reloading weapon.
Of course, I'm just gonna reload, hunker down. later on, through the resistance ring, you can get a resistance order. I believe it's called Between the Eyes. It's a Reaper one, and basically any shot that hits a Lost will kill it.
The shockwave of that explosion reverberated throughout most of the city. I would expect a significant reaction from the Lost.
The only reaction I will accept from them is their deaths. Find us that exit.
I was gonna say, if that missed. Crit hit, bitch!
It's down. My ammo's running low. Target neutralized.
Out of gun juice.
I'm all out.
So the kill equal free movement action, or just free action, does not apply to a ranger's melee attacks. As you saw, hit with melee, and that's all I can do with her.
I'm on it. Shelter, here.
Nailed him. That whole area is hotter than we thought. Gonna need a little more time.
Understood. Holding position.
I'm running. Speaking of time, I'm running out.
Moving Overwatch. Readings are all over the place. The Lost are almost right on top of you. These Lost seem to be pretty sensitive to noise. The sounds of combat are likely to draw even more of them.
I have to know what the aim penalty for Overwatch shots are.
Think we've got something here. Just need another minute.
I'll be out of recording time in another minute. That figuratively.
Stepping off.
Now I'm technically cheating because I'm pretty sure I do know where the exit is. Like vaguely. But if I just move everyone here.
A competent approach.
I was wrong!
We found a new route that should get you to the rendezvous point safely. The Lost are still converging on the area, so make it fast.
That will not be a problem.
Especially since my grapple has probably recharged by now. But alas, that's all for this video, because I've got just over 3 minutes left. I'll pick this up in Lost and Abandoned Part 2. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Damon out.